1. Master Gotama, the Brahmins say this: the householder is accomplishing the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. The one gone forth into homelessness is not accomplishing the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. What does Master Gotama say about this? Here, student, I am one who speaks after making an analysis. I do not speak one-sidedly. I do not praise the wrong way of practice on the part either of a householder or one gone forth. For whether it be a householder or one gone forth, one who has entered on the wrong way of practice by reason of his wrong way of practice is not accomplishing the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. I praise the right way of practice on the part either of a householder or one gone forth. For whether it be a householder or one gone forth, one who has entered on the right way of practice by reason of his right way of practice is accomplishing the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. Stop here for a moment. Maybe many people, if they are told to give their opinion on this, then they will say either yes or no. But the Buddha says he's not one who sides with any one side. Says that whether it's a householder or one gone forth, he is practicing the wrong way, then he has entered the wrong way. He's not accomplishing the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. But whether it be a householder or one gone forth, if he has entered on the right way of practice, then he is accomplishing the true way according to Dhamma. Master Gotama, the Brahmins say this: since the work of the household life involves a great deal of activity, great functions, great engagements, and great undertakings, it is of great fruit. Since the work of those gone forth involves a small amount of activity, small functions, small engagements, and small undertakings, it is of small fruit. What does Master Gotama say about this? This is, stop for a moment, this is what a lot of worldly people think. One who renounces is a lazy fellow. Depends on people for his livelihood, whereas a lay person has to work so hard. Just as agriculture, student, is work that involves a great deal of activity but is of small fruit when it fails, so the work of the household life involves a great deal of activity, great functions, great engagements, and great undertakings, but is of small fruit when it fails. Just as agriculture is work that involves a great deal of activity and is of great fruit when it succeeds, so the work of the household life involves a great deal of activity, great functions, great engagements, and great undertakings, and is of great fruit when it succeeds. Just as trade is work that involves a small amount of activity and is of small fruit when it fails, so the work of those gone forth involves a small amount of activity, small functions, small engagements, and small undertakings, and is of small fruit when it fails. Just as trade is work that involves a small amount of activity but is of great fruit when it succeeds, so the work of those gone forth involves a small amount of activity, small functions, small engagements, and small undertakings, but is of great fruit when it succeeds. So here the Buddha makes it clear what is important is whether it succeeds or it fails. It doesn't matter whether it involves a great deal of activity or a small amount of activity. Now there are these 5 hindrances, student. What are the 5? The hindrance of sensual desire, the hindrance of ill will, the hindrance of sloth and torpor, the hindrance of restlessness and remorse, and the hindrance of doubt. That these are the 5 hindrances. The Brahmin Pokrasati is obstructed, hindered, blocked, and enveloped by these 5 hindrances. That he could know or see or realize a superhuman state, a distinction in knowledge and vision worthy of the noble ones. This is impossible. Now there are these 5 causes of sensual pleasure, student. What are the 5? Forms cognizable by the eye that are wished for, desired, agreeable and likable, connected with sensual desire and provocative of lust. Sounds cognizable by the ear, odors cognizable by the nose, flavors cognizable by the tongue, tangibles cognizable by the body that are wished for, desired, agreeable and likable, connected with sensual desire and provocative of lust. These are the 5 cords of sensual pleasure. The Brahmin Pokarasati is tied to these 5 cords of sensual pleasure, infatuated with them and utterly committed to them. He enjoys them without seeing the danger in them or understanding the escape from them. That he could know or see or realize a superhuman state, a distinction in knowledge and vision worthy of the noble ones. This is impossible. I'll stop here for a moment. So this statement is very important. The Buddha says, this Pokarasati, he is obstructed and enveloped by the 5 hindrances. So it is because of that, it is impossible for him to know or see or realize an Aryan state, a distinction in knowledge and vision worthy of the Aryans. It is utterly impossible. And also this second part, that he indulges in sensual pleasure and infatuated with sensual pleasure. Such a person is impossible to realize a superhuman state, distinction in knowledge and vision worthy of the Aryans. This is very important because nowadays, for example, people teaching vipassana meditation and saying that jhana is not necessary, but we know from the suttas that without attaining jhana, you cannot get rid of the 5 hindrances. So here is very clear, without getting rid of the 5 hindrances, it's absolutely impossible to get any Aryan state at all. So a lot of people, they never study the suttas and they just follow what is taught by other teachers. That's why the Buddha said, after he is gone, we take the suttas and the Vinaya as our teacher, not any other monk. Also, this last part, that a person who is infatuated with sensual pleasure, committed to sensual pleasure, enjoying sensual pleasure, he could attain an Aryan state, also impossible. This contradicts the Mahayana teachings like Vimalakirti Sutra, where they say this Bodhisattva Vimalakirti is a very worldly man, enjoys all the social life and all that, and yet he has a state higher than Sariputta, higher than any Arahant, wisdom higher than the Arahants and all that. This is totally impossible.